Good morning, algebra. Sorry I can't be with you today, but I am at home under the quarantine. Phooey. So, hopefully, I will be back Thursday. That timeline, I think, will work out okay for me. Once I find out for sure, of course, you guys will find out as well. Um, this is the last lesson today in chapter 6. The plan is to finish the chapter today. We'll probably do another little review of this lesson tomorrow, and then study guide on Thursday, which hopefully I'll be back for, and then test on Friday. Whether I'm back or not, that will be the schedule. And so if I'm not back Thursday, then you'll have a recorded version of the study guide, just like today's lesson, and then test on Friday. So, like I say, hopefully I'll be there and it'll be okay. And since I am recording this at home, if you hear the dogs playing in the background or people walking through or phone rings or something, sorry about that. Hopefully there won't be too many distractions in the video. So our last lesson is on systems of inequalities. Back in chapter 5, we graphed inequalities. And so the steps of graphing an inequality hopefully are a review and something that you'll remember how to do. And today we're just going to talk about what it means to graph a system of inequalities on the same coordinate plane. So I'll do these and I'll use different colors for each one just to help you kind of see and visualize what's going on. If you want to use different colors on your page, you can do that as well, but you don't have to. It really is pretty straightforward once you've seen it once or twice. So when we graph an inequality, we graph the first steps of it. We do just like we would with an equation. So especially when they're in slope-intercept form, all I need to worry about is the y-intercept and the slope. So for this equation, my y-intercept is 1, my slope is 2, and so I can graph y-intercept here, and the slope is up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. And then since it has the equal sign, we need to graph a solid line. Hopefully that is familiar, sounds familiar. Solid line that goes through those points. And then we do need to shade, but we're going to hold off on that until we get the other one graphed, because we're really concerned about where the shading overlaps for these two. I don't want to shade the entire area for this one. I just want to shade the area where the shading overlaps with this one. So we'll do this one in blue so that we can keep the lines separate. So this one is y-intercept is -1, slope is 1/2. And so -1 for the y-intercept, and then up 1, right 2 for the slope. And then make the line, and this one, this one gets a dotted line. I almost made a solid line. So hopefully I can avoid making too many mistakes today. I had an old version of this lesson, but when I watched it, I had so many mistakes in it of doing stuff like that that I wanted to re-record it. So a dotted line, if I can get it halfway in the right place there. And now we want to talk about the area that where the shading matches both of these. So for the first equation that was red, it needs to be below the line. That's a less than symbol. So below that line. And then for the blue one, it's greater than, so it's above that line. So really the area that gets shaded is that area right here that makes both of them true. So it's just this area that gets shaded. Okay, that's really well. Hey, shh. Sorry about that. Willow got excited at one of the cats walking through. If it gets too loud, I'll have to stop and start over. Phooey. All right. So really, all we care about is the part where it overlaps. I don't remember if I was going to say anything else or not. Now we're just going to work through some examples. There's some different types of examples, when there's no solution and all that kind of stuff. So we've got to look at different possibilities of what happens when we graph different styles or types of inequalities. So we'll start here. Y is less than or equal to 3. That one is a horizontal line where it goes through the y-axis, and so at 3. So we just put a red line right there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not writing with a very big pen. Let's try that. Darken that up a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. All right. And then y is less than or equal to 3, so we would shade below that if we were just shading that inequality. But we'll do the other one before we do any shading. So this one is not in slope-intercept form, so I need to put it in slope-intercept form so I can graph it. And that would be y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 1. And so here my y-intercept is 1, my slope is negative 1, and y-intercept is 1, slope is up 1, left 1. Okay, and that needs to be a solid line as well. How funny. There we go. So two solid lines graphed. And the shading. We already said it would be below than, but it needs to be above the blue line because that one's greater than. So the shading would be just that area that makes them both true, which is this area right here. Okay, next. These look very familiar, so we're going to see something interesting happen here with these, I think. Got to get them into slope-intercept form. So I would subtract 2x from both sides here. I'm going to do that above for this one, 2x. And that would be y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 2. So the y-intercept is 2. Slope is negative 2. Y-intercept 1, 2. Slope is up 2, left 1. Or down 2, left 1. Or down 2, right 1, sorry. Like so. And that one would be a solid line. Okay. And just like that. Next, graph this one. Again, we would subtract 2x. So that would be y is less than negative 2x plus 4. And y-intercept is 4. Slope is negative 2. So now we would go here. Y-intercept is 4. Slope again is negative 2. So this line is parallel to the last one that we just drew. And this one is going to be a dotted line, which I'm not good at making, especially. That's not too bad. I've drawn worse. Okay. So now looking at the two y-intercept versions of our equations, y is greater than means that the red shades above. This one is y is less than, which means it shades below. And so again, it's just the area that overlaps that would be true. So it's just this area between the two lines that is the solution to the system of equations. So we would just shade that one little area between the two lines, and that's okay. So we will move on to the next one. Again, let's get this into y-intercept or slope-intercept form. So subtract x. That's an x. Y is greater than negative x plus 2. So my y-intercept is 2. Slope is -1. Y-intercept is 2. Slope is up 1, left 1. And it is a dotted line. So let's see if I can stay on target mostly there. And then we'll do this one in blue. So we need to add 4x this time. Add 4x. That would be 2y is less than 4x plus 8. Now we need to simplify it, so we divide everything by 2. So y is less than 2x plus 4. So 2x plus 4, y-intercept is 4, slope is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the slope is, I can't go up to right 1, so I need to go down to left 1 to make a positive slope. And again, this one's dotted. I think dotted lines are easier on paper than they are on this thing. Still use a ruler on paper. Okay, so now let's look at the shading. So the red one needs to be above, and the blue one needs to be, it's less than, so it's below. So above the red and below the blue would be this area here. That's the solution. All right, I think they're going to get a little more interesting now. Maybe we'll see some differences here. So subtract 3x, subtract 3x. We'd have negative y is greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 2. Can't have negative y, so we need to either divide or multiply everything by -1. So just divide the whole equation by -1, and you would end up with y is less than or equal to, don't forget to flip the sign because we divided by a negative. That would be positive 3x minus 2. So y-intercept is -2, slope is 3. 1, 2, y-intercept. Slope is -2. No, sorry. Slope is positive 3. Y-intercept is -2. Slope is 3. 1, 2, 3. Right 1 would be a positive slope. We're up 1, 2, 3. Right 1. 3. Right 1. And this one is a solid line. Those are way easier for me on this deal. Okay. Let's do this one. Subtract 3x. Subtract 3x. Negative y is less than negative 3x minus 5. Divide everything by -1. That changes our sign. So y is greater than 3x plus 5. So y-intercept is 5. Slope is 3. It's parallel to our last line that we just drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the y-intercept. Slope is down 1, 2, 3, right, or down 3, left 1. 3, left 1, down 2, 3, left 1. And it is a dotted line. That's not very straight, but it'll be okay. And then we want to shade below the red, but above the blue. So if you think about that, if we shaded above the blue and below the red, if I just did this one the way it's supposed to be graphed, shade above the blue and shade this one below the red. Oops, I didn't change colors. Shade this one below the red. They don't overlap. And since they never overlap, there is no solution to this system of inequalities. Kind of like a no solution system of equations. The lines are parallel, so they never meet. There's no solution if we just talk about the equations. And in this case, there's no solution to the system of inequalities because they don't ever overlap. So this is just no solution. All right. Oh, these are nice and easy. I can even do these this way. We've got y is greater than 3. So that would be a horizontal line where y is 3, and it's a dashed line. And this one is y is less than, y is less than 1. Another dashed line there. And since we're above the red and below the blue, that one again is no solution. I like it when they're easy like that. I should have made more of those. Next, you also will need to be able to write a system of inequalities given a graph. And this, again, we wrote inequalities given graphs back in chapter 5. This time we just need to write 2 inequalities that make both that are both true for the area that is shaded. And shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we can write this one first. This will be my red one. So I need 2 things to write an inequality. I need to know the slope. I need to know the y-intercept. And then we'll decide on the symbols. So this y-intercept, 1, 2. -2, actually. Sorry. And then the slope is a negative slope. So I'll go ahead and make my negative symbol there. And it's up 1, 2 over 1, 1, 2 over 1. So 2 over 1 would just be a 2 slope. It's -2. So you need a y. You need -2x minus 2. Now we just have to decide on the symbol. So since it's shaded beneath this line, we know it needs to be less than. And since that line is dotted, we know it does not need the equal sign. So that one's done. All right. Next, we'll do this one. So once again, I need a y-intercept and I need a slope. Y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4. And the slope is up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. So that's just a 1 slope. So y, I need a 1x plus 4. And now decide on the symbol. So it's above this line, shaded above the line, which means greater than. And the line is solid, which means it gets the equal sign. Okay. All right, 2 more, and then we're out. So here's the first one. My y-intercept is 2, right there. And the slope is up 1, 2, 3, right 1. Or down 1, 2, 3, left 1. So it's a positive 3 slope. So y, I need a 3x plus 2. And then it shades above that line. And it is dotted, so there's no equal sign. All right. Last one would be, what in the world? I know I changed that. There we go. This one we'll do in red. So this is a horizontal line, which just means it's going to be y equals the y-intercept, except it's not equals because it's an inequality. So y, it's shaded above, which would be greater than 3. Y-intercept is 3, and it's a 0 slope. no equal sign because the line is dotted. So that's our system of equations. Y is greater than 3x plus 2 and y is greater than 3. Okay. So you have a 6-6 skills practice worksheet for your assignment today. I'll have another recorded lesson for tomorrow. I may try to work just a couple of examples in from that worksheet. But since I'm not there to take questions, I don't know which ones you'll struggle with, so I'll just look at it and see if I can pick out a couple of them that look hard, or do one or two of each style of question or something, and then we'll go from there. All right. Talk to you later, guys.